lot to see here, and one of the main attractions that I really wanted to go to was, of course, Hagia Sophia, because we saw the museum, we saw the history. Of course, you want to go and see the place, right? Because it's still there, it's just there. But to enter Hagia Sophia, we had to go in the evening. You know, it's either you go in during the prayer times or you buy a ticket after prayer times to go and have a visit inside. So before that, I went to the Basilica Sistine. This is another historical spot. It's like underground. A cistern is where they store water. If you have aqueducts on top, which brings the water from one province to another province, because they did not have water supply in Istanbul itself, so they had to bring in water from outside. So it's like a water depot. It's where they store water. That's what it is, the Basilica Cistern. Wow! Look at this place. Right now, I am underneath the old city. This is the Basilica Cistern. This place was built in the 6th century AD during the Byzantine Empire. Imagine, back then, this was the water depot. Because every successful city, they're going to need agriculture, so agriculture is going to need water, and this is where they stored water. Because they had aqueducts up and down the hill on the outside, so they need water supply. Can you imagine this technology, this place, this basilica was built 6th century AD. That was during the Emperor Justinian's rule. And now at the end, over that side, they said, was the Medusa's head. You know Medusa with the snake, and if you look at it, you will become, you will turn into stone. That Medusa. But that was from the previous era. Now here, this is amazing. Wow, let's just explore and see what we can find. It was underground and it had a lot of pillars, and even that started during the Greek era, during the pagan era. That's why at the end of the Basilica Cistern you get to see a pillar with the Medusa, the upside down Medusa head. Because I saw in a souvenir shop and I was thinking, why is that Medusa head upside down? And when you go to the Basilica Cistern, you will understand. Can you believe it? We are underneath the old city, and this was built during the 6th century AD. Can you imagine the construction, the technology, and it is all to store water. Right now you see the water level is just there, but it used to be way, way, way higher. This is actually quite amazing. Wow, look at this. 6th century AD and it's still standing. Wow. They preserve whatever was there already previously during the Greek and pagan era. So the Medusa head is actually one of the pagan mythological character. So when the thing was destroyed, they kept that head, and to complete the pillar, they used it as the base, and as a symbol, they made it upside down, because then it was the Christian era, and then it was the Islamic era. And also, if you watch From Russia with Love, James Bond, it was also filmed there. If you remember, there was a scene, they were swimming and it was blowing up underwater with all these pillars and explosions. It was actually filmed there, the Basilica Cistern. You know, I was just thinking that this place looks familiar, and if I'm not mistaken, James Bond From Russia with Love was actually filmed here. That scene where they were going in and everywhere was fire and explosion and they had to stop a bomb, it was here. It's not a big place. I think half an hour is enough for you to get a tour and a feel of what it's like. It's just knowing the function of the place, what it was before, and it is now turned into like a museum. I think it's great. In Turkey, in Istanbul, you cannot run away from history. Everywhere you go, it's just history. You're walking on cobblestones, probably thousands of years old, and then the walls are probably been there for also hundreds and thousands of years old. And now you get to see the Basilica Cistern. brought to this nice restaurant. It's called the Matbah restaurant with a nice scenic view. And it is said that Matbah is the name of the chef during the Ottoman era. So we are actually being served like an Ottoman prince prepared by the Ottoman chef. I don't know what the menu gonna be like, so let's just see. This is a nice restaurant with a nice view, and the location is right next to Hagia Sophia. One, two, three, four. Wow! Eggplant and beef. Wow! I can already smell this dish. It's eggplant and beef. It is said this is the Sultan's favorite dish. So I was right. We dine like a prince today. Let's taste this. It's all mashed when it becomes a paste. So you eat bread or rice, and then that's the substitute for your carbohydrate. And then the meat is a protein. It's actually a complete meal. If you are in Malaysia, you have this dish with rice. Wow. Eggplant tastes like mashed potato, you know? The spice that they use, it gives you a new flavor. Not really curry, it's not spicy, a bit salty and a little bit sour. Love it. Recommend this restaurant, Matbah, Ottoman Palace Cuisine. One, you'll feel like a prince or a king of Ottoman. Number two, the food is really delicious. And number three, it gives you access to all the other places that you want to explore around here. I still have a couple of things that I have not seen, which I want to explore. So once this is done, we shall continue our journey.